Welcome back to my channel Zorvax Animal. Today we are going to talk about Black Panther versus Wild Boar and discover what would happen if the silent shadow hunter of the jungle faced one of the fiercest and most aggressive fighters of the wild. Deep inside a dark jungle where thick trees block the moonlight and heavy fog moves silently across the wet ground, a massive wild boar walks carefully through the dense forest with sharp tusks and powerful muscles ready for danger. Because despite being smaller than many predators, the wild boar is famous for fearless aggression, brutal charges, and unstoppable strength capable of injuring even deadly hunters that attack carelessly. While hidden high within the shadows of the trees, another dangerous creature silently watches every movement below with glowing eyes filled with deadly focus. A powerful black panther known across the jungle as one of the most silent and lethal predators in the wild, using stealth, explosive speed, and razor-sharp claws to hunt without warning in the darkness. The atmosphere inside the jungle slowly becomes tense as cold wind moves through the leaves and strange sounds echo across the night, while the Black Panther carefully climbs lower through the branches searching for the perfect moment to attack. Because although the predator is fast and deadly, the wild boar's sharp tusks and fearless nature make this hunt far more dangerous than normal prey. Suddenly, the wild boar senses movement nearby and stomps the muddy ground aggressively while releasing loud warning sounds through the dark forest. But before the powerful animal can fully react, the Black Panther explodes from the shadows with breathtaking speed, leaping directly toward the boar in a savage ambush attack. Chaos instantly erupts across the jungle as the wild boar spins violently and swings its deadly tusks toward the predator while mud and broken leaves scatter everywhere beneath them. The Black Panther barely avoids the brutal charge before slashing sharply across the boar's shoulder with razor claws and retreating quickly back into the darkness before the furious fighter can counterattack again. Angry growls and loud crashing sounds echo through the jungle as both animals begin circling each other beneath the dark trees, one relying on stealth, speed, and deadly precision while the other depends on raw aggression, powerful tusks, and relentless endurance to survive. Deep inside the shadow-filled wilderness, the brutal battle between the silent hunter and the fearless wild boar begins growing more dangerous with every passing second. The dark jungle grows even more dangerous as heavy fog spreads between the giant trees and cold wind moves through the wet leaves above the battlefield. While after surviving the Black Panther's first deadly ambush, the massive wild boar now stands alert in the muddy forest with sharp tusks lowered aggressively and powerful legs, ready to charge at any moment. Because despite the painful claw wounds across its shoulder, the fearless fighter refuses to retreat and instead becomes even more dangerous with anger and survival instinct driving every movement. Nearby, hidden among the thick shadows, the Black Panther watches silently with glowing eyes fixed directly on the larger opponent, its sleek black body moving carefully between branches, while sharp claws grip the wet bark, because the predator understands that one direct hit from the boar's deadly tusks could instantly turn the hunt into disaster. Silence slowly spreads through becomes more dangerous than before, while after hours of savage fighting, both the Black Panther and the wild boar are now wounded, exhausted, and completely focused on survival inside the shadow-filled wilderness. The massive wild boar breathes heavily while blood mixes with rainwater across deep claw wounds on its shoulder and side. Yet despite the injuries, the fearless fighter still stomps the muddy ground aggressively with deadly tusks lowered, because years of surviving against predators in the wild have made the boar stubborn, violent, and unwilling to surrender even against one of the jungle's deadliest hunters. While nearby, hidden between wet branches and darkness, the Black Panther silently watches. With glowing eyes filled with cold focus, its sleek black fur soaked by the rain, while exhaustion slowly affects its movements after repeated attacks and dangerous close encounters with the boar's brutal charges. Lightning flashes briefly across the jungle, revealing both animals staring at each other through the storm for several tense moments, and suddenly the wild boar charges forward with explosive aggression, smashing through bushes and mud while swinging its sharp tusks toward the predator in a desperate attempt to end the battle. The Black Panther reacts instantly with breathtaking agility, leaping sideways at the final second before counterattacking with razor-sharp claws across the boar's neck and shoulders. Furious growls and crashing sounds echo across the forest as both animals continue battling through the rainstorm, one relying on stealth, speed, and deadly precision while the other depends on raw strength, relentless aggression, and powerful defensive attacks to survive. The boar continues forcing the predator backward through the muddy terrain using non-stop pressure and fearless charges, but the Black Panther remains patient and keeps searching for weaknesses, while staying just outside the reach of the deadly tusks. Exhaustion slowly begins affecting both fighters more heavily because the brutal storm, deep mud, and non-stop combat are draining enormous energy from their bodies. Thunder shakes the jungle once again while darkness spreads deeper between the trees, and beneath the violent storm, the terrifying battle between the shadow hunter and the savage wild boar moves closer toward its final and most dangerous stage, where only one creature may leave the jungle alive. The violent jungle storm reaches its peak as lightning tears across the dark sky and heavy rain crashes through the trees, flooding the muddy battlefield where the Black Panther and the wild boar continue their brutal struggle for survival deep inside the dangerous wilderness. Both animals are now pushed close to their physical limits after hours of non-stop fighting, yet neither one is willing to surrender because survival instinct burns stronger than exhaustion, pain, or fear. The massive wild boar stands near a cluster of broken trees, breathing heavily while mud and blood cover its powerful body, its sharp tusks still lowered aggressively despite deep claw wounds across its neck and shoulders, because even badly injured, the fearless fighter remains capable of delivering one fatal charge that could instantly destroy the predator. While nearby, the Black Panther moves silently between the shadows with glowing eyes locked onto the larger opponent, its sleek black fur soaked by the rain, and its body marked with bruises after narrowly escaping several deadly tusk attacks during the savage battle. Thunder explodes above the jungle while cold wind moves through the wet leaves, and suddenly the Black Panther launches another lightning-fast ambush from the darkness, leaping directly toward the boar's back with razor claws extended. Instantly, the wild boar reacts with furious aggression by spinning violently and charging through the mud, smashing into nearby trees while trying to crush the predator beneath its enormous strap. The Black Panther barely escapes the deadly tusks before slashing deeply across the boar's injured shoulder and retreating quickly into the fog-filled jungle once again. Furious roars and savage growls echo across the wilderness as the wounded boar becomes even more aggressive, charging wildly through mud and broken branches while forcing the predator to constantly dodge and retreat. But despite the boar's terrifying strength, the Black Panther slowly begins gaining advantage because exhaustion and blood loss are finally reducing the larger animal's speed and reactions. The predator notices the weakness and starts attacking more boldly from shorter distances before disappearing back into the darkness whenever the boar attempts another brutal counterattack. Rain continues pouring across the battlefield while both exhausted fighters struggle to remain standing beneath the violent storm. Deep inside the shadow-filled jungle, the savage war between the silent hunter and the fearless wild boar moves toward its final and deadliest confrontation, where only one survivor may escape the darkness alive. The violent storm slowly begins fading as the first light of dawn spreads across the dark jungle, and after hours of savage fighting, the Black Panther and the wild boar now face each other for the final time in the muddy wilderness. Both exhausted, wounded, and barely able to continue the brutal battle that has shaken the forest throughout the night. The massive wild boar stands weakly near a broken tree with heavy breathing and blood covering its powerful body, its sharp tusks still lowered defiantly despite deep claw wounds and complete exhaustion, because even at the edge of collapse, the fearless fighter refuses to surrender without one final struggle. While nearby, the Black Panther slowly steps from the shadows with glowing eyes locked onto the wounded giant, its sleek black fur soaked with rain and mud, while bruises and cuts across its body show how dangerous the battle has truly been for the silent predator as well. Silence spreads across the jungle for several tense moments while cold wind moves through the wet trees and fog drifts across the battlefield, and then suddenly the wild boar releases one final furious roar before charging forward with everything it has left, smashing through mud and broken branches while swinging its deadly tusks toward the predator in a desperate final attack. The Black Panther reacts instantly with breathtaking speed, leaping sideways at the last possible second and narrowly escaping the brutal charge before counterattacking with razor-sharp claws directly across the boar's weakened neck and shoulders. Furious sounds explode through the jungle as both animals crash violently through the muddy ground, but this time the wild boar's exhausted body struggles to recover after the long battle. The Black Panther continues attacking carefully with deadly precision, staying outside the reach of the dangerous tusks while slowly draining the last remaining strength from the larger fighter. The boar tries desperately to continue fighting, stomping the ground and swinging its tusks wildly through the rain-filled forest, but exhaustion, injuries, and blood loss finally become too much after hours of relentless combat. Slowly, the massive animal collapses heavily into the mud, breathing weakly and unable to continue the battle any longer. The Black Panther steps backward cautiously, exhausted but victorious beneath the rising morning sun while silence slowly returns to the jungle once again. In the end, the wild boar proves itself to be one of the bravest and toughest fighters in the wilderness, surviving through fearless aggression and unstoppable.